Following our free educational materials, you learn English in a great way with ease and efficiency.
Do you have experience in advertising?
Yes, I used to have a part-time job in advertising company.
What were your main duties there?
I mostly did advertising planning.
What qualities do you think an advertising planner should have?
I think an advertising planner should have active thoughts, creative talent, and be sensitive to the changes in the market.
What was the most important thing you have learned at work?
The most important thing I learned was that I must continuously improve my abilities. Advertising is a constantly evolving trade and creativity is an important fact in success. If I want to make in marketing and advertising history, I can't stop studying and creating.
Are you done?
Yes.
Let me see. Everything looks fine. We'll be taking applications for this position through Friday. We'll start calling for interviews sometime next week.
So can I expect to hear from you to set up an appointment for an interview sometime next week?
That's right.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Have you finished going through the contract?
Yes, but I have a few questions for you.
Okay, ask away.
First, I'd like to know if you offer employees sick leave.
Yes, employees can take up to 10 days of sick leave per year. However, in order to get paid, you'll have to bring in a note from the doctors.
Even if I'm only sick for 1 day?
That's correct.
That's pretty strict, if you ask me.
Well, we've had to add that to the contract because we found that many of our employees were taking almost 1 sick day a month, even though they weren't sick.
I see. I guess that makes sense.
Do you have any other questions?
Yes. Maternity leave is mentioned in the contract, but there's nothing in the contract about paternity leave. Do you offer anything to fathers?
We do actually. We can add that as an amendment to your contract.
How many days of paternity leave do you offer?
Men are allowed to take 10 days of paternity leave for their first child.
Why are women allowed so much more time for maternity leave?
Well, women are the ones giving birth. I think it's fair to give them more time, don't you?
I guess so. I don't have any other questions. Should I sign here then?
Yes, please.
Hello. Is this Mr. Chong?
Yes. Who is speaking?
This is Kelly speaking. I am calling from London. How are you, Mr. Chong?
Oh, Kelly, I couldn't recognize your voice. Well, I'm fine.
Mr. Chong, I just want to tell you that we are leaving London for Beijing by flight CP 645 on Saturday morning. Could you meet us at the airport, please?
Excuse me, I couldn't quite hear you. This line is crossed. Can you speak louder, please?
I will say it again. Do you hear me now?
Much better. I will definitely go to the airport to meet you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. How many places have you worked altogether?
3.
Would you tell me the general description of your present job?
I am in charge of the trading department. I'm handling invoices, shipping bills and computing freight costs. That's most of the documentation.
What time do you go to work?
I must be there no later than 9 o'clock.
What time does the office close?
I quit work whenever I get finished, usually about 6 o'clock.
Does your work involve a lot of paper filling and typing?
No, the secretary does this. It's not part of my job.
What made you decide to change your job?
I am working in a small company where further promotion is impossible, so I decided to change my job. I'd like to find a job which is more challenging.
Hi, Stephen, take a seat. How are things at work?
It's coming along well, but it is a little delayed.
Can you finish it on time?
I'm pressed for time and I am afraid I need someone to help me.
Okay, I will send Becker to help you. We need to get the brochures done and sent them to our clients on Friday without delay.
Okay, we promise to do it well. How good is your Mandarin?
Mandarin is the language I spoke since I was a child, so I can speak it very fluently.
What dialect do you understand?
I can speak and read Cantonese because I worked in Guangdong for many years.
Body language in the interview is closely related to the job hunter's image.
Surely it is.
You should look the interviewer in the eye so as to show that you are carefully listening to him.
You can nod or ask questions at the right time to show that you have already understood or you are quite interested in his words.
When you are seated, bent forward a little with your hands crossed, to show you respect the interviewer.
Don't move from time to time. It is very impolite and will make you nervous.
Proper posture can show your confidence.
The best would be you have a smile on your face in the interview to win a good impression of the interviewer.
Pay attention to keeping eye contact as well.
Throughout the interview you should maintain patience.
In a word, you should keep decent manners in the interview.
Only in this way can you leave the interviewer a good impression and achieve success.
Hi, Jane. How are you doing this morning?
I'm all right, thanks. Just a little tired.
Late night?
Yeah, I got home around 2.
We can offer you a 5% discount.
Your price is rather out of line, much higher than we expected. We can't buy with your offer.
Well, what do you suggest then? How about 8%?
When we say your prices are much too high, we don't mean they are higher only by 2 or 3%. If we are to place an order with you, I think a discount of about 15% would be sufficient.
What? You want to drive me bankrupt? You can't expect us to make such a large reduction.
There's no point in making a counter-offer because the gap is too great.
How about low percent? This price is already a little tight. Our profit margin is not that large.
Okay, I can settle for that.
David, I am going for an interview tomorrow. It's an American company. Can you give me an idea of what the interviewer will ask?
Well, they may ask you to tell them more about your educational background and your working background.
But they can see my resume. It's all in there.
I know, but sometimes interviewers just want to hear you say it. Then you may be asked for your viewpoint on why you feel you are qualified for the job. Give them all your qualifications and how you think they will fit the position you are applying for. Questions like what sort of experience do you have and what are your goals are closely related to this.
Okay, what else?
They may want to know how the company will benefit and why they should hire you.
I see. What about the salary?
They may ask you what kind of salary you have in mind, or simply tell you what the company is offering. I think the latter is more likely for a starting position, especially if you have little experience. And if they are seriously considering hiring you, they will probably want to know when you would be available to start work. And basically, that's about it.
Okay, thanks, David. You've helped me a lot.
Anytime. Let me know how it works out. Are you busy tomorrow morning?
I'm free. What's up?
Someone has to pick up the boss at the airport.
Oh, I just remembered I've got a report to write.
Good afternoon, Mr. Young. I'm Jill, Mr. Smith's secretary. Would you like to look around the factory first?
Yes, I would.
Now this is our office block. We have all the administrative departments: sales, accounting, personnel, market research and so on.
What's that building opposite us?
That's the warehouse where the larger items of medical instruments are stored. We keep a stock of the fast-moving items so that urgent orders can be met quickly from stock. In the workshop. This is one of our 3 workshops. This is the delivery bay here.
Oh, I see.
The steel sheets and bars come in, as you see, in different sizes and are unloaded onto the delivery bay here. We buy them in from a steel works in Wales. This is the new conveyor belt we installed last year. We doubled our output in this department as a result.
Oh, really?
I'll take you to the assembly shop. What should I do when I find a job?
There are a few considerations. Is this a part-time or full-time job?
Does it make a difference?
Basically, you really don't need to do much of anything. On the continued claim form, you will note that you now have a new job and also note what you are earning.
If I get work for a few weeks, will I be terminated from Ed?
You will not mess up your job benefits by taking work. You can always come back and notify Ed that you are once again in need of assistance.
Joe, can you squeeze me in sometime today?
That's a big order, Jane. I am really swamped.
I know what you're saying, but I have to go over the books with you before I go see our tax guy.
Right. Okay. Let me see what I can do. How about 1:30 right after my lunch meeting? How was your appraisal with the boss?
Oh, it was really good. Do you know, he's the nicest boss I've had here.
Yes. I think he's the most relaxed person in management.
What's more, he said I was the hardest working person in the office.
That's good. Maybe you'll get promoted.
I hope so. Then I'll be the happiest person in our office too.
Besides salary, what kind of allowance can I expect?
We have a kind of floating bonus on a yearly basis.
Can you elaborate it more concretely?
Yes, floating bonus is the kind of bonus that is indeterminate in amount, such as quarterly bonus, bonus at the end of the year.
Mr. Thomas is making a long-distance call. Please wait for a few minutes.
Would you like some coffee or tea?
Coffee would be fine.
How would you like your coffee?
I like it black.
Coffee will be right with you. How did your company's fundraiser go?
The fundraiser events went really well. We were able to partner with a few of our competitors, all in fun of course, to sponsor a marathon for the American Cancer Society. All of the people who participated had a great time, and we were able to raise a lot of money to contribute to cancer research.
So how does it work? How were you able to make money with the marathon?
Each of the runners that participated the marathon race paid a $10 entrance fee. Also, they went door to door to get sponsors who pledged $1 per mile that participants ran. All in all, we were able to raise several $1,000s.
Sounds like a great deal for the American Cancer Society.
In all honesty, it's also a great deal for our company. The exposure that we gained from sponsoring an event like this was great for our image in the community. We accomplished as much as last year's advertising campaign. Plus we were able to do a little fundraising for a good cause.
Is learning the English language your toughest challenge yet? Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials.